Hey, what's going on to you guys out there? My name's Anthony, and I'm making my first video to share. I made one other one, but I just kept that private because the sound wasn't too good. But it is interesting. What I was saying then is pretty much what I have to say now. Is that we need to start uniting our efforts to further validate each other's situation. I've been getting hit pretty hard at the house. I live over here in Salinas, California, and I'm targeted for 2.5 years here at the same place. It started here for me. The following started right before I got here. But I wrote a cease and desist letter after a night of being tortured with electromagnetic energy and voice to skull. And it was to my surrounding neighbors. I've been compiling data, results from different kinds of frequency scans that I do. And, well, it seems to me as like, that there's some explaining to do on their part if they don't stop, because it's pretty evident to me that they're associated to what's happening here at my house when I'm being attacked. It's not the same person, but there's some more than most, but it's pretty much every house that surrounds my house, the back and the front, and some across the street. Well, I wrote a cease and desist letter, because you can do that, it's like my declaration to say, hey, stop abusing me, stop using direct energy weapons, stop using voice to skull technology. And then I let them know, and it's really well written. I don't mean pat myself on the back too much, but I was even impressed. This is after 2 nights actually, them keeping me awake, and I just woke up pissed off, So basically, with the letter also comes like various types of laws that they're breaking, and an explanation as to the law and how it is broken and what it means for it to be broken. Like bypassing my due process rights, violations to the Geneva Convention, which of course is forms of torture and psychological torture, just inhumane, basically inhumane behavior towards us, towards the people that they're in charge of, or whatever they think they are. And there's a better description of how I can explain it, but basically the reason I'm making this video right now and posting it is because I served one of my neighbors, and then they came back over real quick and asked me what it was all about, and I said, well, it's pretty black and white of what it's about. I've been tortured for 2.5 years here, and you guys heard me run outside my house and yell at the top of my lungs, stop zapping me, you know what I mean? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, this is what it's about, and I just don't know, but there's some things that lead me to think that maybe you might know something about it, and I don't want to do nothing to further escalate the situation. I just want it to go away. And they're like, well, who else did you give this to? I'm like, well, I'm going to give it to these people and those people. And like, well, he's a cop. They're like, he's a cop. I'm like, oh, really? Well, that makes sense to me, because often at night I would be getting hit, and there'd be a drone right above this dude's house, like 400, 300 feet. And it'd be sit there all night, and it's a redundant thing that happens like all through the, through this whole time. I'm not saying it's there every day, but damn well every clear night, you can almost 5 out of 7 nights, let's just say, okay, if not more, but that's a pretty modest, estimate. But I'm basically monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I hear these voices confirming when I wake up, like he's waking up, and I hear chatter throughout the day, and it all seems to be like about what I'm doing, but I can't hear every fucking word. I could just hear certain words, like, and it happens to be words that kind of describe what I'm doing. If I'm, cutting my toenails, or, making breakfast, or, going through my fucking bag or whatever. It's a little, disturbing that there's people going out of their way to make my life miserable when they haven't even tried to help me at all. But yet they're going to spend all this money to destroy me, bringing all the bad vibes, dude, that you don't want in this world. You know what I mean? But anyways, the reason I wrote this is because in finding that there was a police officer that I was about to serve, that I didn't stop. I still served him, but you know, um, and I don't feel that I shouldn't have, because I was hoping that it would stop, but it didn't. It's gotten, it was really hard. They're like pretty much telling me they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So then I woke up and I wrote the chief of police, and I just let her know what was going on. I said, I just want you to know that it's been brought to my attention that, that maybe one of your officers is my neighbor who I served a cease and desist letter, and here's a copy of it. I don't want nothing to be done unless you want to do something. But these things are being, infractions are being done unto me and other people in my house, and there's some serious infractions of, against humanity and civil rights and our Constitution of the United States, and due process laws and color laws definitely been exercised here to sway the people to feel the way they do about monitoring me and following me and stuff. Because I do believe there's a decent amount of people that participate in the following of me in this town, and well, this story is interesting. I do believe that we were positioned here at this house. I mean, and I'll go into that some other time. But the reason I'm making this letter, this video is to ask for your guys' help. I'm going to be traveling to Santa Cruz shortly, and I was going to make a live video feed. And I was just kind of hoping you guys would, maybe if you guys would tune in, just make sure I get there safe or what have you. Of course, I'll tell you a little bit of the story while we go. It's pretty interesting, I think, how it all started and how I've been coming at these guys straight on, head forward, just like, what's up, dude? Getting out of my car and letting them know, hey, man, just confronting them, and giving them the bird all the time, and no one ever pulls over and does shit. They just fucking, drive on by, or they sit across the parking lot with their lights on. So I'll turn mine on and I'll give them the bird and be like, dude, knock it off. Like, get your lights off, bro, And then they'll peel out, and, it's just, their tactics are so like feeble, like it's like, dude, you're not scaring me. They always drive by and rev their engines. It's like, dude, come on. That doesn't intimidate me. It antagonizes me, sure, but it's not enough to make me fucking peel you out of that car, because I know you've got like 4 other friends around that's just going to corroborate a different story than what really would happen, Then no one's going to really tell the truth. No one's going to say, yeah, I've been fucking following this guy for the last 4 hours, yesterday, today, and whatever, and he's finally had enough of it. He told us not to, and you keep doing it, and you fucking basically fucking, no, they're gonna tell some other story and make me look like the bad person. So I just, wait till I keep antagonizing them the way I, only way I really could is just give them the finger. I'm not gonna shout out a bunch of vulgar shit, but I'll give them the finger, dude. Like, as they're driving by, fuck you, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Piece of shit, cocksucker, Nazi motherfucker, dude. They've had to swallow so many of the fucking like Nazi cocksuckers. So yeah, it's like, I'm sure they're pissed off with that. But so what, man? Stop acting like one. If it hurts, it must be true, bro. I'm an American, diehard true American. Never served in the military, but I'm military minded. And I do believe in the Constitution. I do believe in my liberties. And I don't like people taking either of those from me without due cause, and without proper reason and due process and stuff like that. I haven't been in trouble in over 20 years. You know what I mean? Only for marijuana too. And it's like, come on, dude, 46 years old now, dude. I haven't been in trouble since 2002. What are you doing? There's way more people worse in this world to be doing what you're doing too. You know what I mean? Anyways, I live at this house with this lady who apparently has been a target for 15 years prior to her being in this house, but she only started getting assaulted on a regular, like here at this house, as opposed to where she came, which is Santa Cruz. And I do believe I was kind of maybe, I'm not saying it is, but there's a great possibility that I've been adopted into the program because I reside here, and I heard them and I kind of confronted them and, telling them I'm going to, that's a whole story I'm about to tell. The story is pretty good though, but I was drilling holes in the ground. They had me thinking they were under the ground and shit. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying, fucking man, I didn't know what to think. I don't tell stories that aren't true, and I don't, unless that's, what I'm doing for like a bedtime story or something. But when I'm talking about me and my experiences, you can guarantee that that's the real and what happened. I don't embellish nothing. Stopped doing that years ago. pretty straightforward kind of person, and that's what you get, and you can count on it. If I say I'm going to be there, I'm on time. And 100 out of 99 out of 100 people that I may have meet in my life that I consider a friend, are very seldom. I'm not putting myself on the high horse. I'm just saying I wasn't always like this, but I have a high level of integrity. I treat people with respect who also who deserve it, and who also I give it no matter what off the top. You know what I mean? But I stay conscious of how I talk with people and stuff. Not to say that always was the case, but I don't deserve this, and I think my life is in jeopardy. You don't really go after a cop, especially in places like Salinas. But he's coming after me every day, every night. What am I supposed to do? He's doing something completely illegal on so many levels. The people around me in the houses are completely doing so many things that violate major laws, like Constitution laws, like crimes against humanity, things that possibly can give up to a life sentence, stuff like torturing and shit, and when you're in a position of authority and you use the color of law tactics, like where you embellish why a person should help you do something against another person, that's been serious shit, man. And that's what I believe has been going on in this neighborhood, because we haven't met not one of our neighbors in 2.5 years that we've been here. It's like we're always under scrutiny. Like I said, I believe that this place was already laced up for us to move here for a reason that I'll explain on my drive to Santa Cruz. So yeah, it's I don't know what time it is right now, but let's just say like in an hour from now, okay? When this is post, just look for my live feed, yo. I really appreciate your support, and hope some of you guys record it, because who knows what'll happen. But I do promise you a good story, and hope all you guys out there keep your head up, and don't give up the fight, and stand up for what you believe in, because 3% of Americans, they fought off the French, you know what I mean? And it don't take that much, it just takes, people that are convicted to what they believe in. And these fucking bastard coward motherfuckers aren't, they're not, because they're running around in the dark, and they're not fucking, representing what they're really about to you. They're just doing it and sticking and moving, and, from behind a wall or in a car, they're not coming at you straight on and saying, hey man, I don't like you, or woman, or whatever, And these are the reasons why, and let you have reasons to justify or defend yourself. Nuh-uh. They've already, judge and jury and executioner, So don't feel like you're a victim. Liberate yourself. It does feel good, and it may make things a lot dangerous for you, but when you're tired of their shit, like I am, and it's just, I'd rather live not one more life, like letting shit like this slide without doing everything I possibly could, even if it means more danger is upon me. I'm already getting tortured every night. I mean, I got a good story for you guys. I put myself out so many times for these guys to handle their business. I mean, I would drive down these dirt roads, till they ended, and you can't hear nothing, no cell phones work. You can scream the loudest as you want, no one's going to hear you. Or these old gold mining sites that gold prospector, and I got a little association membership, so I got these little spots, like way out in the middle of nowhere, staying there for days. They showed up one time in numbers though, but I ran my ass off, let me tell you that, because I wasn't going out like that, no way. But if a couple of things came down there, we'd figure it out, but no, with guns and stuff, it's gnarly, dude. I'll tell you that one, it's a true story, and it's gnarly. Okay, and that happened just July. That happened in July. It happened in July. It was like in the middle of July, and ran for my life from these guys. I'm like, yeah. Anyways, promise you a good story. I've been wanting to make videos and express what's going on with me and my situation. I do have a lot of things I want to ask you, other fellow targeted individuals. One, it's really concerning me. Who else in the community out there gets touched by an invisible energy? Like, we're not talking about a wave, we're talking about, actually it feels like a human hand touching you when you're in your bed or on the toilet or whatever. It feels like a human hand. If I'm on the couch or whatever, it feels like a human hand's touching me and tapping me and patting me, and even touches me in some inappropriate places that I don't really like too much at all. Not even too much at fucking all. You know what I mean? They're really, and it's really, while I'm driving, I'm sitting in my car, they'll start touching my junk, and it's not cool, man. You know what I mean? I call them fucking all kinds of gnarly names, and it's just not cool, man. And I want to know who else has this going on, because it definitely feels like a human, and they can kind of have the ability to pull a little bit, like pull, like my, you know, like my belt, but my belt loop or something, or like my collar, you know, to pull it down a little bit, or you know, not really hard, because their abilities aren't, I guess that, but they'll definitely, so you feel a little tug, you know what I mean? And so that's something I got going on all the time, every day, at night more than most, than the day, more so at night. But it happens during the day too, though. Once I stop sitting anywhere for longer than 5 minutes, they start zoning in on me, start tapping the ground I'm on or whatever, the foot where my feet are, and then they go up my leg, and then it just starts, you know, like I'm located or whatever, and feel the wave, feel the tapping. It's bullshit. So yeah, my name's Anthony from Salinas. Well, I live in Salinas. I'm not from Salinas, thank God. From Earth, you know, I'm just another human being. Like, you know, another thing I want to say, just to get it out in case I don't have another chance. You know, it's like, and I've been telling these people this, you know, that whatever you want to call these people that monitor me, like Hive Mind Team or whatever. Like, you know, I've been talking to them, just going like, you know what, man, like, because this is science fact. What I'm about to say is that we're 99.99% exactly alike human beings, you know, and that's science fact. We're like 1/100th of a percent, you know, different. Not even a whole percent, like 1/100th of a percent. I mean, that's like 1%, and you slice it into a bunch of 100 pieces, and you only have one of those that separates the difference between you and me and most everybody in this world, besides the people with O negative, RHO negative blood. I mean, besides those people, you know, most everyone else's DNA is exactly alike, besides a chromosome, or, you know, it's like 99.99% exactly alike. Look it up if you don't believe me. And so knowing that, okay, so I say, in knowing that to these people, like if I'm a 99.99% just like you, and you want to hurt me, then you must hate yourself. You know what I mean? Because I'm more like you than I'm not like you. Like there's only 1/100th of a percent that's me, that makes me different than you. And so like it trips me out. Like these people are like, can't see that reality, dude. Like we shouldn't hate each other. You know, we shouldn't go around hurting each other, and find amusement over that, because, man, I'm just like you, bro. Like whoever's doing it, you know, like. So then I, you know, make a little joke. So if I'm more like you than me, why don't you just put a bullet to your head, dude, and call it a day? You know, good job. You know what I mean? Because you killed 99.99% of me. This is because I'm just like you, motherfucker. So they must have a lot of self-hate or something. They must not love themselves, or even know, or have a lot of it in their life, or know about, you know, unconditional kindness, and, you know, and then I like to share another passage with them, or a little something, like, you know, the Bible, it says, like, you know, like the 10 Commandments or something. It's like, you know, love God and worship only Him, for He's, you know, jealous God, and, you know, do not put any idols before Him or whatever. And then there's like love thy neighbor. You know what I mean? Like you do the Lord, you know, or like you would your God. And if you did just these two, it says, and if you just did these two, it's like you've done all the others. Which, in a sense, it's like saying, hey, God saying, hey, man, you love me and you love your neighbors, you know, like you love me. Check this out. It's like you're all right with all the other stuff that's over here on this list. Not necessarily saying he's cool 100, but he's like, hey, it's like you did all the others real good. You know what I mean? You'll pass with a D or whatever, right? If you were to mess up all the others, you know, like gluttony and sloth and envy and, you know, wrath and all this other stuff, you just exercise that a little bit too much. But you love thy neighbor and you love me, he'll probably give you a pass on the other stuff, maybe. I mean, just you know, just do that, and it's like you did the others, you know. And so, like, knowing that, it's like, hey, didn't you get it, man? Like, we haven't had a reception here at all from any of our neighbors. Like, I knew something was up when we got here, just the way they were congregating outside, looking over at the house and stuff. You know, I don't know what to do. I feel trapped. I can't get a good night's sleep here. You know, they keep me up all night. They zap me when I go outside for meditate. You know, and I'm not sure if every neighbor that is involved knows the full ramifications of their actions, but I'm going to make sure that they know about it when they come back and give everybody a letter, as to like the knowing and not doing anything about it when you see crimes against humanity being done unto other people, that it sometimes can leave you looking at whatever deliberation that made the other people that will be convicted, you know, in the beginning might you might just get that, you know, depending, you know what I mean? They consider that guilty by silent omission, you know? So I'm letting them know that, hey, man, you know, I forgive you if you had anything to do with this. And I forgive you if you didn't know, but now that you know, it's time for you to do something about it, which is the right thing, and contact my attorney. And he'll be happy to help you, you know, stay out of jail and fucking, you know, have a good life and without hating it if you want, you know? Anyways, so in an hour from now, just check it out, yo. All right. Bless up, queens and kings. And just know that still we're going to be all right. Bless up, one. And out.